That is a problem. Alrighty guys, as I'm sure you've worked out from the title, we're going to be looking at Kyo and how he plays the A side of Nuke. Nuke is very different to every other map. The way the bomb site's laid out is obviously the obvious one, but there's also just the way they're defended in general. You don't actually defend the B site on the site generally, but A you do, but it's still played a little differently to other sites. So if I play this clip here, you see he's just thrown a smoke here. That's when you see in midair there. Often he does Molotov to prevent a rush, but this round he doesn't. I don't know, he didn't have the utility here, so that's why he's just smoked it. So if we play it, you see that smoke goes down, and just to avoid the flash, if I just turn on X-ray and pause it here, so you'll see with that smoke down in the lobby entrance, he can see straight through here, and you can see anyone who tries to get onto the A side. You can see obviously through lobby, and also as you can see it's right on Kenny's head there as he's trying to come up the squeak door. Body is already out just because of the timing, they've gone for a rush, but hopefully Nico can deal with it. He doesn't actually, but he should have been able to see it and help out. So you'll see here as I play this clip, he gets the first kill. It's just good aim. You see he's able to spot the guy jumping out of the smoke there, so he knows there's another one, and he knows there's one more, and Nico actually manages to kill him. And that's it really. The one thing I really liked about this clip and what I wanted to show you is just his movement around the silos. If you watch it, it's pretty good. Even when he's flashed, he knows he can jump back behind it and be relatively safe for a few seconds, or a second, 2 seconds, whatever, depending. And that first angle he holds with it smoked off, I thought that was pretty good. He throws the smoke in there and you can see anyone coming out. Obviously, the flash does come through a little bit later after he's managed to kill Kenny, but as I said, you can then fall behind the silos and hopefully your teammate, which Nico did, can help you out. Okay, so another kind of similar round with the Kyo playing around the silo, but you'll see here, he's on top of the silo this time. This is more of an off angle. Obviously up here he's very susceptible to flashbangs that come through the skylight. That's just a risk he takes. Again, if that does happen, he can just fall off like he did last time and play behind these two little silos here. So I'm just going to play this through. So you see he's a bit off angle up here. And see the two mollies are down, one in front of Squeaky and one in front of there. I got it in double speed here just to show his utility usage. So he mollied, then he smoked. And then you see in a second, I'll slow this down. So here's the flash coming in from the other team. You see, he comes back here. This is a very big, that's a good off angle. People coming out of that door. Ali takes the third kill, but I mean, he does his job, he gets 2. And I like that spot, and I'll just cover that now quickly when I'll jump into my own server and have a look at that spot and the movement and where you can be seen from and why I quite like it. Okay guys, so just quickly, jumping back to the first clip, I just want to explain something quickly. So if this smoke is down here, obviously Kyo's going to see anyone coming in, and then he plays this angle here. The reason I like this is because Kyo does sometimes, he likes to get in here and he'll play aggressive, and the other team knows this, GG probably knows this, they watch his demos, he'll play this kind of angle. So when they're bursting out of the door here, especially Kenny or Body, they're going to come and they're going to worry about, obviously you want to go in for headshots, they're like, is he going to be here aiming for this headshot? And then when he's down there, I mean obviously there's a chance they pre-fire this, but he could be up here or whatever, so it's kind of a gamble for them where his head's going to be, and if Kyo hits the headshot like he did, he's got a bit of an advantage. So that's just what I like about that first clip, and obviously if you're coming through a smoke, you've got a huge disadvantage. But now onto the silo clip. So you'll see here, he comes and picks up here. So this way you can see here, but what I like is when he knows they're coming out squeaky and he gets the information, is he moves back here. And you'll notice when you're back here, he gets the first kill here as you saw, which is very good, but you notice he can't be seen from hut. If you're a hut player, it's very hard. If they're in that back left corner of the silo like Kyo was, they can't see you. And I mean, that's why this spot's so good for if they're coming out there. And yeah, that's basically it really, not much to it, except for that's why it's so good. One thing you can do is you play this angle here. They try and peek for info or whatever. I'll show this in the next clip actually quickly. Obviously you're susceptible to both angles when you're up here, but if you just go with the smoke's fading, which is what happened in the next clip, then you got your teammate up here watching there or whatever. But this is another good angle from on top of the silo. And then obviously as he gets flashed, or if he has to fall off here, he's just behind here like in the first clip, and he can dance around the silos and be a nuisance or whatever. Obviously this gap you got to watch out for, but besides that, yeah, that's about it. One thing though with Nuke, what I said is differently, is obviously if you look at other sites, you can kind of fall back more, whereas it's kind of like just one fall back and you're here. Because obviously you can't just jump up there or whatever, you're kind of stuck here. You got to fight to the death. If you're playing on the A side of Nuke, you got to go for those 2 kills, 3 kills. I mean 1 kill better than nothing, but you got to fight. You can't give up space and retreat and hope for the retake. You're in here, you're stuck, you're fighting to the death. So I'm just going to go on quickly where Kyo does play that off angle and how he actually does get aggressive after doing that, and how he plays this side. Like I was saying, he could get up close and in here or whatever. So I'm just going to play that quickly. So in this clip, you see he's playing the angle I talked about before, looking into the hut there. He's on top of the silo here. I know it's not technically a silo, it's more of a reactor chamber or something, but I'm just going to keep calling it a silo, so if that triggers you too much, bad luck. So you see he's on top here. If I play this clip, you see he does eventually get the peak. Not for a while. I'm just going to fast forward, and you see Get Right ends up coming in, throws another molly, gets the kill. Just going to fast motion, there's nothing really to it, he gets the kill. He does get dinked. But you see he gets up close and personal now, and he actually picks up this AK. Debatable decision. I mean, he gives away a bit of info if you hear that gun being dropped, and you see, look at his teammates' positioning. As they can be anywhere. So he comes back around here, gets the timing right, and he's just in there causing a nuisance. It's a bit of a guessing game, getting your timing right, especially when it's a 2v2 and players could be anywhere. He does get his timing right, he's lucky, but it's just a way to mix it up really more than anything. So he ends up winning this 1v1, and it's just, yeah, you got to make the T's feel uncomfortable. You can't just let them know they're going to molly smoke and he's going to sit on site, because then they get too comfortable, they set up for their set plays or whatever, and that's how Keo gets in there. Obviously, after he gets that first pick, he ends up going in a little bit later, picking up that gun, then he's lurking around in there, making things a little bit difficult, but other rounds he does a similar thing. He'll throw the smoke and he'll straight away get in there, look at the door like I showed before, and just, yeah, again, make the T's uncomfortable every now and then, so they don't just set up for stuff and it's too easy. So I got one more clip here, which is going to show more of a pincer onto the lobby area, so you'll see Keo will push through the side and the guys from ramp will push as well, but I'll go over that quickly in a second. Okay guys, this is the round with the pincer in it, pincer into the lobby, so see Keo's about to flash through here. But if you look at the map here, the action's really going to happen here. Zipnix is here, but he ends up falling out, I think, and Dupree ends up being the only one left fighting. He does get flashed off with a good flash, but Alu whiffs horribly. So I'm just going to show this. So Keo does flash through here. I think it might hit Zipnix, and that's why, Zipex, sorry, and that's why he ends up falling out and leaving Dupree alone. So I'm just going to play this now, and you'll see here, he pushes through. And there ends up being a trade in the lobby area. I didn't show that Alu whiffed, but he did, you'll just have to trust me. And he ends up checking out, there's no one really in the lobby unless they've come out into the smoke, that's what he's worried about. And I know that pincer wasn't very good, I mean it's a 1-for-1 trade, it can work out better, can work out worse, again it's just a way of applying pressure. The reason I picked this clip though is because it's more of a 2-for-1 special. There's he also plays this position, I think it's called Mustang, I should know that, but I think it's called Mustang, the other back corner is called Mustang, this is called something else. But he plays this position here, and the reason I like this position is it's similar to the back left of the silo that I showed before we moved yourself around. So you see, in the position he got those 2 kills in, he wasn't really visible to people who were going to come out the lobby entrance there. And I'll have a look now at the positioning and how you can move yourself around in this position to avoid flashes or just peek certain angles and not be exposed to others. Alright, so the first flashbang you see Keo throw is just this one, very simple. And you see the way that pops out here, it probably did get Zipex, I think he throws it a little bit, so it's got a little power, it pops more like there, you can see the one I threw before. But it probably did get Zipex checking out this area, and it forces him to fall all the way back here. He can't just fall to here, because if they push door, he's going to get shot. So then they push through here. I'm not going to cover the flash they throw, but they end up getting this trade here, 1-for-1. Alu should have killed him. No, I think it was, yeah, Dupree was full white. I watched it another time, but he should have been killed, but it didn't happen. So it should have been a 5v4, ends up being a 4v4. But that's just how it works, how the pincer works. One thing I didn't notice, Zipex so good with his nades. He knows they need lobby control. He mollies them off here. I'm not sure exactly how he does it, but he just does this. Obviously a little bit more to the left because I'm just bad at this game, but he... And that stopped the push through here, and then means Keo has to back off. Keo does stick around for a while, likes to check it out, want control. This is the point of the aggressive push, but I like that from Zipex, stopping these guys from pushing, which I think Keo might have been a little bit more confident to keep pushing if his teammates could come with him, but that molly was very good from Zipex, and that's one of the things he's really good at, but that's not really what we're worried about. So then he falls back to this position. Now the reason I like this position is if you play up here, I mean obviously you can see there that's very hard to get shot from, and when you're running out the lobby as a T player, I don't know how many of you run out like this, but I don't think it's many. Normally you'd come out here and then you'd check like this hoping they were flashed or have your teammate help out. Yeah, so he's playing this position here, and you'll see they end up coming, whoa, and then he ends up coming out squeaky here. So you crouch here, can't get seen from here, I can't really see unless they back off into that corner. Still, that's a hard shot to hit. He ends up picking him off. And again, he's only exposed to one angle. They have outside control, I think, so he doesn't really have to worry about them coming through the mini. So he gets this shot, can't get through here. Again, similarly, if he wants to defend this angle here, he can back off to here, and they can't see him anywhere out here, and he can peek this and take him out as they run out. Again, that spot there, if you could just back off a little bit, then this angle's not as advantageous from here, and they're more likely to see you. It's just a preference thing, really, but those are the angles you can play up here. That's why I really like them. This is probably one of the most powerful spots on the site. Another way you can play similar to this is on top of here. I don't have a clip for this. Kyo does do it sometimes. You play this kind of angle, they run out, you just shoot them as they run out. Again, if you're not really susceptible until they get out to here. So another very strong angle. You can do similar thing here. Play the door kind of angle. This is probably a little bit easier for them to... T can come out, and that's more of a natural movement, easy to hit than this side where you're watching them run out like this. But you don't want to be out here because, as I said, that's pretty hard. But it's easier, harder, than coming out of there. Besides that, that's all the places Kyo really plays on the A site. I mean, he does play most of them. Obviously, the one left is Heaven. Nuke plays that, or Alu if he's got the AWP. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but this video is more about playing on the actual site. Heaven, you're kind of falling down, more of a ramp rotator or whatever. So yeah, guys, that's about it. Thanks for watching.